Hey guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. I have a tip at the end of the segment that I think you're going to be excited about, so stay tuned. Remember to forward this to your friends, share it, and don't forget to subscribe. Okay guys, I have Kate here, and Kate is somebody that we did a dress for. It's a Jimmylee, so I'm really excited because she's wearing me, and she's going to prom. So everybody out there that has a wedding, a prom, or something that has been postponed, that now is back on, the feelings are all up there, and I wanted to know how a young 17, 18?
18.
18-year-old beautiful young lady going to prom, how you feel about finally the time has come.
It's definitely a huge relief to get something out of my senior year since homecoming, pep rallies, all that got taken away due to COVID. So it's something very exciting, even though it's going to be altered in a way. It won't be a normal prom, but I'm just very grateful to even be able to get to go to one.
Do you feel like the way I feel? Like it's like you feel like so claustrophobic. You feel so trapped with this COVID. Like you feel like everything just stopped. Do you feel like your life is on hold?
Yeah, a little bit. With college coming up and everything, it's starting to move a lot faster towards the end of the year. So I'm very excited to try and get out of that slump.
Yeah. Do you feel like a little bit as a young girl, do you feel like, I know as a designer, I feel sometimes I wake up and I'm like, am I supposed to design something happy? Am I supposed to go with the mood of everybody's confused? Like, you know, for me, I have to design what inside tells me to. I have to react to our customers the way that I feel inside. But I have grown to be that person. Like, how do you, as a young person, how are you managing this whole COVID thing?
I'm honestly, just my positive mindset has really gotten me through and seeing the brighter things in life, because I've learned that there's no use in dwelling in those things that we can't change. So I think it's very important to pick yourself up, brush yourself off, and be able to keep going, because there's a lot of great things out there. It'll just make me appreciate my school years past this one and more's to come even more.
Good for you. Remember one thing, in life, if you take a breath, in everything right now, let's both take a breath and let's realize that this is a moment for us to tell people that life is going to go on. Now, anybody that has prom this year or anybody that has a wedding, I know people that had a wedding like 2 weeks after everything got shut down and they lost everything. But did you really lose, or was it just temporary put off? Or maybe a combination. I feel like it's a combination because I lost half of my business, half my staff, and I don't feel this completely the same inside because a little bit of me is angry that this happened. Do you feel any, as an 18-year-old, do you feel like, you know, why me? Or do you feel like I'm just going to go on? Like, how do you feel?
At first, I was definitely very upset. Like, things I've been looking forward to since I was a little girl, of course. And I think it is okay to personally be upset, and you're always allowed to be upset just because, like, obviously many people have gone through it very rough. I'm very fortunate for my family that we're all okay, and I know not everyone has that advantage.
Good for you.
But it is all right also to feel disappointed that you don't get the things that you normally would. But it's always important to count your blessings as well.
Let's get to the nitty-gritty, the dating. With COVID, have you able to date? I do have a boyfriend. What's the fun stuff? Actually, what's the gossip stuff? Hello.
Actually, not my first boyfriend, my second boyfriend started at the beginning of quarantine. Actually, like a week in March 19th. And
you're still going?
Yes.
See? Hey, if you can manage 18, you can manage a relationship. That's like, what, over a year. In gay life, that's like 9 years. Everything with us is long and dramatic. That is so cute. So did it like, bond you at all? Did you feel like connected and everything?
Yeah, for sure. I met him first. I lifeguarded the boys swim team at my school. So I met him that way because he was on the team. And then we just started hanging out more and more, and as stuff got shut down, there was less to do, so we just spend time together going on hikes, stuff outside. And I think like sharing that, because he also lost his end of the half of senior year, even though it wasn't the same and I was a junior and it was a lot more dramatic,
yeah,
for sure, but I think it was just a shared experience that brought us together.
Now, what do you think, like, getting into fashion? Because as a fashion designer, I feel like every day is a new day and a new change and a new this and a new that. Has your fashion, as a young person, has your fashion changed at all? Do you feel like you're dressing different because you feel different? Or, like, you know, what's your daily thing with fashion?
I think I've definitely found myself more throughout COVID because I had a lot more time to think about myself. School laxed up a bit, work laxed up a bit. So I had a lot more free time to be able to put myself together and do something new with myself and reinvent myself, start a new page.
Good for you.
You know, I used to be a lot more into, I'd only wear athletic wear. That was it. But I decided to experiment more, get out of my comfort zone, pack away the skinny jeans, just try something new.
Yeah. So when you came in my store, what kind of connection did you feel with me? Because I took care of you. Like, did you feel like, okay, he understands me, he gets me, or like what are some feelings you felt?
I was very excited. My mom and I both were, because we don't usually go into higher end stores that often. Like, we came from Macy's, JCPenney before we came in here. So it was definitely a whole new experience for us, and you guys were really welcoming, and it was so nice. My mom had a great time. That means a lot to me. So I think it was just everyone being nice and amiable towards everyone. It was really great.
Well, do you know what? If an 18-year-old young lady can find joy and happiness out of this crazy time and find a different way of fashion for herself, like how fashion grows, what I always talk about is fashion starts from within. Because I think love starts from within, self-confidence starts from within. 18-year-old, like when you got to dig inside you and you have to find what keeps you so positive, what is that core that you would say that's in you that makes you feel, that gives you strength?
I would definitely say my inner drive. I've always been needing to give 100% and be there for the people around me. And I think while being there with the people around me, I was also there for myself, giving support, trying to take my own advice.
Good.
So I think having to be supportive for my friends who were going through it a lot more difficult than I was, it was also like translated to myself as well.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you find yourself like, I find me being a better person throughout this whole COVID thing. I know that all of us want to think like that, and I've convinced myself I'm better. Do you look at yourself as a better person today than you did, say, last March when everything happened?
Most definitely. I've gotten more involved with being aware of my surrounding and what's actually happening around me. Since I am 18, I'm going to be able to vote in the next 4 years. I think being able to critically think about everything and then translate that even on a smaller level with my friends and always being nice to everyone, because you never know when someone just needs a hello or like to be kind to them.
Yeah.
So I think I've definitely opened my eyes more to that I don't know what's going on with everyone. So I really need to be there for people and just be inclusive and be nice.
And be open.
Yes.
And I think when you came in my store, one of the things you felt was the openness, a connection. What I like to do when I'm connecting with somebody, and you might see that throughout my videos, is sometimes I'll touch them. I think it's important if somebody can feel your vibe, your warmness, the realness. Mm-hmm. Now, you know, as a gay guy, I didn't really have much choice. I would say hello, and they would be, he's gay, and they kind of figured me out from the hello thing. That only made me stronger, and hopefully, as everybody knows, I have twin boys out of 5. I hope that makes them stronger, to know that their daddy has figured out who he was at an early age. At 17, do you think you got yourself figured out, or do you think there's like way more of you to come?
I think there's definitely a lot more room to grow. Like I said, I'm definitely excited to go off to college. I'm going about 2 hours away, so I'll definitely be solid on my own. It's not like I can come home every weekend, so I think it'll be good to put myself out of my family life and be able to live on my own with a roommate, of course, and like really see who I am outside of my family.
Now, one thing I look at you, which is fabulous, you're not a big makeup person. Do you feel like less is more, or do you feel like everybody has their own little fashion sense?
I think it's definitely just personal preference. I used to be way more heavy on the makeup when I was younger, and looking back, it's definitely rough because I didn't know how to do makeup when I was in ninth grade. But it was definitely just stemming from me being very like, I need to have this on. I'd watch all of my favorite YouTubers, try and copy their techniques just to go to English class in the morning. But I think it definitely is personal preference. I prefer just to have it a little bit lighter, but I think everyone looks beautiful no matter what makeup they use.
Heavy, light, whatever it takes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I want to thank my beautiful young lady right here. She is a example of carrying on and letting prom, weddings, any event you're going to, have fun, take off your shoes. I love hair, half up, half down, you know Jimmylee. A little makeup, a lot of makeup, whatever it takes for you to feel good. Do it. Don't let anybody stop you. Let me encourage you. So I want to thank you. Of course, I want to thank you. And stay tuned to the very end because I'm going to give my last minute tip of the day. And I thank you. And remember to share it with your friends and definitely subscribe and let this be a ride that we're all going to enjoy being in. Okay, thanks guys, and thank you. Yeah. Yay! We did it! Okay guys, for the tip of the day is when you get your dress altered for prom or for weddings, whatever it is, we want to make a matching mask. That's very important that everything coordinates so your dress looks as perfect as I want it to be. And for the guys, what I want you to do is take a piece of the fabric and put it in the lapel so their pocket square will match your mask, that will match his mask. So all three of you are matching through the fabric that's left over from your prom dress. So my tip of the day is coordinating your mask with the bottom of your dress so everybody matches. I think you're going to have a great prom. I know you're going to have a fabulous wedding. And thank you again for being a part of this YouTube channel. Can't wait, guys. More to come.